Some say the U.S. Air Force is spraying chemicals into the air to poison humanity. That means it would also poison them, that is, the pilots, and the crew, and their families, and their friends and employers who live on the ground. Then they would be out of work with no family, no friends, and no employers. But it's got to be done for God and country. But I still haven't figured out how the chemical spray stays in one long lump and with the wind blowing and how it falls to the ground exactly onto a city that's 100 miles long. I don't know any cities 100 miles long, but there must be. Those Chem Trails are long, or otherwise they're wasting a lot of chemicals. I've watched them for hours, and after a while they spread out and disappear. They dissipate into the atmosphere and get blown far away from their target anyway. And there's nothing left of them. So I don't see the point in spraying them in the first place. But I guess they're going to do it anyway. They know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I've looked at jets with binoculars since I was 7 years old, and I could see trails coming right out of all four engines. Like TWA and American Airlines, they were commercial, with a few exceptions. But it must be the commercial airlines that are trying to poison the world, if that's true. And the government is ignoring it, except the government is doing it. In our country, not over China or Russia or North Korea, but here. Of course, at this rate, if the population depletes from these chemicals, which is their plan, one of their plans, the airlines are going to lose a lot of customers. And it will be the non-military American Airlines and such corporations, those pilots who watch their family and friends die. But I guess these pilots are going to do it anyway. I'm just wondering why. And how have they kept this a secret for 70 years? Never got caught or punished. They're crafty. Others say Chem Trails are for mind control. But why would they want to control our minds when half the nation is already insane? It's a foreign chemical, after all, going into the brain, even though it dissolves and blows away and disappears. A foreign element in the brain. But I guess the pilots are going to do it anyway. Some think it's a way for the government to control the weather. I wonder why they would want to do that, especially when we're already experiencing horrific weather changes from the world's climate change. You know what happens when you mess with Mother Nature. Let's split this atom and see what happens. It could destroy the whole world, but let's just try it. Or let's genetically engineer all our food. What does nature know We're humans. We have superior brains. We're smarter than plants. And profits are greater. And the only changes we've noticed from this new diet that started in 1996 with soy products in almost every packaged food is that reported cases of Alzheimer's skyrocketed after 10 years of soy. And half the nation is now insane. That is, making poor decisions. But they got Trump elected. Poor decisions, which is the first sign of Alzheimer's. So soy is the foundation for this tidal wave of Alzheimer's and conspiracy theories, or conspiracy derangement, I should say. They aren't real theories. Einstein created theories based on math. They've given it the wrong name. Math, that is, facts, the highest science. Infallible. 1 + 1 is 2. But in George Orwell's 1984, 2 + 2 is 5. But the pilots are going to keep spraying anyway. Let's ask the experts, like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who knows quite a few conspiracy derangements. I mean, theories. He's assigned by Trump to protect our health and wants to deny babies measles vaccines because they'll kill the babies. He says the poisons are coming out of jet fuel. But the jet fuel is burned up and leaves a trail of hot, moist air and heat that creates ice crystals at that high, cold temperature at 7.5 miles up, where it's really cold. But some say they're spraying bromium, which is not a chemical. It's the name of a failed corporation. But with my binoculars, I could see only 4 trails of ice crystals coming from 4 jet engines, as in a mist. So where are the other trails of chemicals? Well, JFK Jr. is talking about foreign chemicals sprayed into delicate jet engines. But wait, that would cause the engine to stall and would crash the plane. I wouldn't even add foreign chemicals to my car gas tank, much less a $400 million airplane that I was flying. That's what an Airbus cost. Pumped into the plane between flights. All those airplanes. They would be falling out of the sky like rocks. They would all crash, but the pilots are going to continue doing it anyway. They haven't fallen yet, but Trump said he was going to put a stop to these plots to control everybody. Except he is controlling everybody. Oh wait, Trump did poorly in school, and he never studied science, and he doesn't believe in scientific fact, and he ignores the hard evidence about climate change, and he lied 30,573 times in his first term in office. And he's starting wars as the anti-war president. and he's walking on the roof of the White House shouting, "I'm putting nuclear missiles up here." And he's psychotic. There's absolutely no evidence for chemtrails in spite of all the investigations. They are jet streams from the heat from the jet engines. But if Trump believes in them, I believe in them. Not really.